Hi, welcome to the Lifestyle Show with me, Anthony Jordan. Yes, Anthony Jordan. Please do not adjust your TV sets. Yes, there is a bit more facial hair, a bit of a deeper voice. Pam is unfortunately unwell this week, so I'm going to try to ease you through the next 2 hours. For those of you who are joining us on Facebook Live for the first time, welcome. Again, I'm not the regular host that you'll be familiar with, but I will keep you entertained as best as I can to keep the show going for the next 2 hours. And again, for those watching on the Ben TV network, you know me from music in the entertainment corner, so a bit more of that will be coming on later on in the show. But before we do get into that, it's a pleasure right now to welcome a familiar face to the Lifestyle Show, Miss Carol Pyke.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Carol. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Good, good. So, tell us, who is Carol Pyke, the inspirational speaker?
That's a good question. I see myself as the personal brand storyteller. So I help people to unpack and package the good, the bad, and the flabby, or the good, the bad, and the ugly, to really recognise the value of who they are so they can leverage it to get where it is that they want to get to.
That is very interesting. That is something I believe it's valuable to all of us at some point in life. There are times when we don't feel ourselves sometimes, I think in this generation as well, it's very easy to get lost in the fame that you can see on the TV and whatnot, and sometimes it's good to bring it back and develop ourselves. So without going too much into detail, because I'm sure it's the business and people need to contact you for it, how does one go about building a self-development program?
Well, I think the first is about the personal brand, and we've all got one, whether we acknowledge it or not. It's what it is that people say about you when you're not in the room. And so the key is about understanding who it is that you are, so you can stand on that and look at how it is that you stand out in the crowd. Because none of us are created the same. We're all unique in one way or another. And we spend too much time trying to look like the people on Instagram or on your Facebook feed, or those friends that you've never met out there that are doing what you think are amazing things, and you want to be like them. What you really need to do is come back home and look at who it is that you really are and enjoy that space, because the uniqueness is in that. You know, your success actually depends on you showing up as you.
Yes. Prior to us going live, you were talking about being the star to your own movie. You would win the award being yourself, whereas trying to be someone else, it just doesn't come across, if you would.
Yeah, you'd make a really poor performance as somebody else. Get the Oscar for being you, because you don't have to learn anything. You just need to wake up and show up.
Right. I can appreciate sometimes, again, looking, as you said, at all the opportunities that's available in this world, and the certain lifestyles that are portrayed via your social medias and whatnot. How can I say it? What are the early steps for you in helping someone who possibly has no self-belief in themselves, and how do they go forward?
Well, I think the first thing is that they need to know that there's something more than they're currently experiencing or that they've settled for, and recognise that there is value in who it is that they are, because you can only start from that place. Because if you don't think that there's anything there, it's really hard to actually find something. So the first part is about discovering what makes you uniquely you. Now, none of us are perfect. We've all made mistakes. There are decisions that we've made that we really wish that we hadn't, or decisions that we should have made or we think we should have made that we haven't. Okay, all of that is great, because where you're standing now, there is so much experience and expertise that you've got from not doing that or from doing that. And it's about owning that and saying, do you know what? Yep, all of this is down to me. It doesn't matter what about your situation or your circumstances, that you choose how it is that you show up. And that once it is that you've decided that you want to own that, we can work with that. We can look at what's happened and how it is that we can package that so you can stand on it, stand tall and shine from that place.
Fantastic. It's got me motivated. I feel like I could be more with that. But again, as much as I say that in jest, it was a genuine emotion. It does make you believe that there is more to ourselves, and you can make, as I say, there is no wrong choices, just lessons.
Yes.
So that is it. You build upon everything and you reach to where you are. Can I ask, how did this journey for you becoming the inspirational, motivational teacher begin for yourself?
Well, I think it started with my mother, really. I think that she was the original motivational guru, as it were. She always used to say to me, if I'm going to be a thief, I should be the queen of thieves. Really seems like a really bizarre thing to be telling a child. But she always said that it was not about her being proud of me, it was about me being proud of myself. And it's that whole thing about owning whatever decision it is that you have made, that know that actually I'm good with that. And even if it turns out or doesn't turn out in the way that you'd like it to, that actually still own that anyway, because you can only build from that place. Because none of us are the same. I think that whole thing, that quirky nature, or the fact that your crooked smile, or the things that you do in a different way to somebody else, that's what makes you stand out. And that's what people will remember, and how it is that they will connect with you.
Yeah, I like that thing about uniqueness. One thing I've always remembered from my granddad, he'd always say to me, look at your hand. Your fingers aren't the same. How could you expect everyone to be the same? But it's so true. We are all, as much as we may look alike or what have you, we're all designed differently. So,
and the richness is in that. And I think that the times when it is we're trying to be the same as everybody else, whether that be culturally, whether that be a colour thing or even a gender thing, is where it is that we're missing the true essence and the true magic of life. Because the fact is that you are different. Let's celebrate that difference, and let's look at how it is that we can use that so that people connect and engage with us in a more powerful way. Because in real terms, people buy from people, they don't buy from things. And so if you know who it is that you are and you own it, then actually all things are possible from that place.
That's fantastic. And this is what I like about the program that you offer. It's from a personal standpoint for your home and well-being around everybody, as well as from a business standpoint. You allow people to sell themselves in all aspects, which is very powerful. That's great.
But I think it is that whole thing about recognizing that whatever it is you do, the road to success starts with you. Actually, the one asset that you will always have, irrespective of what else is going on, is you. And we need to own that and own it warts and all. I often talk about the good, the bad and the flabby, because let's be honest, some of us have got a little bit more flab than perhaps we would like. But rather than hide it, let's look at how it is that we can use that to move us forward.
I like that. That doesn't mean, camera crew, don't zoom in on the flabby, please, and try to still maintain the pose. But no, on a serious
it's more
note,
in terms of those ugly bits, you know, the bit where I don't want anybody to know about what it was that I did. It's a bit like the whole iceberg. So we've got the bit at the top of the water that we're all pristine and upright, and we've got that bit underneath the surface that we don't want anybody to see. But because we're trying to hide it, we will often get tripped up by it. And so it's that whole thing about owning it and actually recognising the value that you can gain from understanding that, and then looking at how you can use that, both in helping yourself, but also in serving other people.
No, fantastic. So, talking of the programmes that you deliver, do you have any workshops coming up? Any? How can people find out more and learn more from yourself?
Well, essentially now I'm working on the personal brand vision board. We all know about vision boards, about having a pictorial idea of your goals and where it is that you want to get to. But I think that, like a storyboard for a movie, that actually if you know the core elements that you're starting from, then you can build absolutely anything from there. So I'm holding personal brand vision board workshops in the summer. And so, of course, if anybody's interested in finding out a little bit more, then they can drop me a line. They can send me an email, and it's Carole, and that's CAROLE, because I'm special, of course, at wordsthatdeliver.com.
Okay. So Words That Deliver, how long has Words That Deliver been going for? When was it founded?
Well, it's been brewing for a long time, and I've been doing a number of different things, but I'm now kind of really focusing and honing in on the personal brand, because that's where everything starts.
That's amazing. I do so believe in it as well. You know, as you said, and it's something that I've been taught many times. If you don't believe in yourself, who can you expect to believe in you if you don't have that inner belief? Yeah. So you said it's going to be starting in the summer. In the summer, is there a rough estimate on the location?
You need to get in touch with me to find out some more.
Okay, that's great. And is it a one-day program? Will it be on a continuous?
Well, it's a workshop, but I've got a continuous coaching program and a number of other things that are going on as well.
That's fantastic. So it sounds like one to attend. The summer's here, so we'll gradually be getting more information from yourself in the future. Any other projects that you have prior that people may recognise you or remember you from?
I've been on Ben TV before.
Of course. Who could ever forget the lifestyle show?
Of course.
A favourite.
Who could we forget that?
Even a presenter once or two.
But we won't talk about that. There's a whole other story. But obviously, if people want to find out more about that, they can come and have a conversation.
Okay, great. So if we needed some more information, again, you gave your email address out earlier. For any social networks in order to get hold of you, can you just look into that camera and just give them a speech on how they can sign up and the wonderful works that you can offer to them?
Right, because it's all about personal branding, it's Carole Pyke on all platforms. And that's CarolePyke. So yes, so that's on Twitter, on Instagram and on Facebook.
Okay, that's fantastic. Carol, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I've really enjoyed that. It gives us a chance to build on the personal belief and this personal project that we are and delivering it to the wider world. I believe there's a lot to be learned from there.
So what I'd say is be yourself because everyone else is taken.
Love that. That's a great one. Carol, thank you very much. We do look forward to hearing about the programme. The personal vision board, is that correct?
Yes, personal brand vision board.
The personal brand vision board coming this summer. That would be absolutely great. Carol, it was an absolute pleasure.
Well, thank you.
And thank you very much. Okay, we're off to a break now and we'll be joined by our next guest. See you then.